Hey guys, we're here with Sam and we wanted to show off his Runick Ghoti strategy. So how are you liking it for this format?
Loving it. It destroys Rogue. It plays at locals. Should probably do very well. She's a tier. It's about 60-40 for them, but you can play around it. I have some cards on the side I'll show. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right, awesome.
A lot of fun. So for the Ghotis here, so we'll start with our tuners. So the best main deck Ghoti is Shift. Shift, you can banish it from the graveyard to give a monster 5 attack, which doesn't matter as long as it gets banished. Because any time the Ghotis get banished, they come back during the next turn, and then you can quick synchro on their turn. And all of your synchros do stuff if they're summoned on your opponent's turn. A lot of banishes, a lot of like really good ones. So this is the best one by far. Paces is also good. You can banish them from the field to summon from your hand, so you get a higher one for some like some kind of jankier lines. Zep is really important. It's your secondary line after you've banished their whole field with DP on. Because if he's banished on your opponent's turn, which you can do easily, he comes back and then you can summon again. So when they think you're out of gas, you're not. Lifeless Leaffish. This card's good. It's a good normal summon. It just dumps this Shift back, and then you can use its effect to banish to gain the attack, so it comes back. So it's essentially just a delayed air and pause on your next turn, which is the low 6. Sip Noise. This card's really good. You banish 2 fishes from your hand or your graveyard, and he comes back. And then you get to quick synchro if you banish with this guy for another 8, which is really good, and like it cuts your opponent off guard. And then for your honorary Ghoti, 3 copies of Hop Your Squadron. Holy shit! This is one of the best cards in the deck. It's searchable off Cupid Pitch. You summon it, you search it for your turn every time, and it gives you like the extension to where you can summon a level 10 on your opponent's turn with the main combo, which I'll show at the end. All right, so that's the Ghotis out of the way. Now for your Runicks, it's pretty standard, not too much, not too little. So you're on 3 Fountain. You can maybe play 2, but I can't. I'm just too in love with 3. Tip, Obvi, and then 3 of all the good ones. So you get 3 Pierces, 3 Fire, 3 Destruction, and 3 Slumber. And then you're playing 2 of the okay ones. So you get 2 Spiny Storm, 2 Dispelling, and then 2 Golden Droplet. I love this. I love these ratios. It's not too much, not too little. You can maybe cut them out or inside them out, but like I don't know. I just feel like I'd never see enough if I do that. So off of like pure like just feeling for the deck, I would say this is like a really good for most like Runick kind of like ratio decks. So then next year, generic spells, 1 Reasoning and 1 Called By. People are not ready for this deck. They don't call 2. And even if they do call 2, you can maybe hit like a level 6 or something. This is really good. You can usually like, if you establish a Gary Resource Loop, you can get 6 draws on your first turn if you open good enough. And then Called By, just because, you know, Ash really hurts if you're like trying to draw 3, right? Next, and then finally your Bestials, 3 Magnemite, 1 Druid's Form, and then one of my favorite texts of the format, Iron Dragon Tiamatron, the most base search ever off of Magnemite. Really funny, catches them off guard. You summon this in a zone that they have a monster in, right? And then you add this during the end phase. Then on your turn, you activate a Runick card in that column, and that's 3. So then you can summon him and then destroy like maybe 1 or 2 cards, or even 3 sometimes if you're not playing around their columns. So yeah, I love it. You usually sign out games 2 and 3, but it's a funny turn 1 thing. All right, let's go into the extra deck and side deck. So for our extra, we are playing 2 Hugin and 3 Gary. The level 3 you don't play because you only go 2, 4, 6, 8s, 10s, right? And the continuous spell is not really good. You're going to need these bodies a lot, and especially with Hugin using Synchro tier, it doesn't go back, so just be careful of that. You can maybe play a 3rd one, but you'd have to cut Synchro, which I wouldn't recommend. So yeah, I'd say these are really good ratios. These are perfect. So first you have your Cupid Pitch and your Herald the Arclight. Cupid Pitch is really, really good because it surges hoppier, right? And it burns in time, so that's the way you can win game 3, right? Cheese. I'm not telling you to do that, Konami. So you know. And then Herald, this is good if you're game 2 or 3, if you know you're fighting tier, because any cursive from deck or hand is banished instead. So they have to out this already, and then you can just like summon like a Synchro to banish or normal summon to attack over it. And it's just a good Omni for if you're worried about hand traps. Alright, so 2 Aaron Paws. This is the best support I've ever seen in deck yet, probably. It banishes a Synchro, banishes a fish from your deck on summon, and then you get a search after you Synchro summon it, which lets you go into Sip Noise and Zep to let you go for that additional play after you've banished all cards in the field. Next, Akshan. This card should not have been printed common, it should have been a fucking secret rare.
Criminal.
So good. Because Akshan banishes itself on summon and a card your opponent controls, and then you can bring it back by banishing a card from your graveyard. So it comes back, it banishes their normal summon. It's just so good. I'm telling you guys, I'd really like this is like one of the best cards in the deck. Next, or whale, if they summon all their cards to attack position, just make sure that you're not activating one of the Ghoties in response to something, because it's a when effect. But when this card is summoned, it destroys all attack position monsters on the field, right? Or your opponent controls. So just be ready. Like if they have 2 or 3 or 4 like attack position monsters, it's usually better to go for this than Action, but just be careful not to miss timing. Next, Dragite. This is good for lines where you don't, like, if you're like summoning an 8 on your turn on the crackback level, like turn 3 or 5, and you don't want to like destroy their cards, right? Or they don't have any cards to destroy. This is a great negate, and all your Ghoties are water. So yeah, I'd say this is really good. This comes up a lot. And then for your 10s, Chenying and Deepion. So Deepion banishes all cards your opponent controls when you summon it. You usually want to do this, and you just win the game, right? And you can summon on him on your turn, and it gains 500 for each banished monster. So you can just summon this card on your own turn, no TK. Really, really broken. And then Chenying, this card is really hard for tier to out, especially this is like a way you beat tier, right? It has its protection effect, and all of the runic cards banish off the top of your opponent's deck as you do it, which triggers Chenying. It's effect to banish from your field and graveyard. So yeah, this is the honorary boss monster of the deck. Really good. It's might as well be a go-to card. Alright, and finally for the side deck, we got some spice in here. So for going second, 3 Lightning Storm and 3 Evenly. Now, then 3 Tactics. This is like this. You side this in if the Bestials don't affect your opponent's deck, like if they're on Earth deck, and they're known for hand trapping, or like if like Lightning Storm or Evenly aren't good. They're fine. I don't know. I might cut it. I might change it. I'd play Tasking, but I'm too poor. I'm not. That's gonna be like $200, so I don't want to do that. And then for your going 6 cards, you have 6 DDG. I prefer this over Fissure because it's only for 1 turn, and you have cards like Axon and Aaron Pause that you don't want to be banished, right? But all your cards you do. So just having this for 1 turn is enough to where it affects your opponent way more than you do. It only hurts you a little bit, but not really. I'm not gonna lie. Fissure, if you just keep it on the field, they can pop it, right? Even if they like Evenly or Lightning Storm you during like game 2 or 3, you can just chain this and like they can't really do anything. And finally, a Pointer, and then 2 Prohibitions. Whoa. 2 of my favorite cards ever.
What do you call?
Well, this is for like branded. You can call Athlon of Albaz, and they can't use the summon or anything. You can call Kick Cows versus Tier. You can call Starter versus Sprite. You can call anything versus, like, you can call Gigantic for Sprite. At its worst, it's Cherries. At its best, it's Albaz, and then the game's over. And then a Pointer. I just love a Pointer. These cards dominate in the great matchups. You want to play cards that dominate, right? Bam, that's
awesome.
It. So that's the deck profile.
Let's get right to the combo then.
Alright.
Come, take it away for the combo.
Alright, so for your main combo, it used to be a hand like this. This could be any 2 cards, right? So any 2 different runic names plus like any of the Ghoties, right? Or Hoppier even, is going to be kind of your main line combo. So here, I'll start it off. So first, let's say you'd go, one of the runics, doesn't matter, summon out Hugin. Then go Hugin effect, discard any card, doesn't really matter. And then add your Fountain. Then you activate your Fountain, and then you're going to normal summon your Ghoti. Voice crack, sorry. And then use these 2 for Cupid Pitch. Then you use Cupid Pitch's effect to go down a level by 2, so now it's level 2. You're then going to go your second runic spell to summon Gary, who's level 4. 4 plus 2 is 6, so you gotta synchro these 2 off into Aaron Pause, right? Then now you can use your, if you have any other runic cards, you can then use them and then go Fountain to draw, or you can just draw off of that second one if you go for the draw 2, right? That's only if you open 2, you'll usually open 3 or 4. So then, Aaron Pause's effect on summon will banish a fish from your deck, right? So Pacey's. And then this will burn for 600 because you made a level 6, right? Which wins a time. And then you can add Hoppier Squadron, which, while in your hand, you can, during your opponent's turn, you can target Aaron Pause, summon himself out, and then synchro using him, and then you get Aaron Pause's search effect, right? While you already have this guy on field, so then when you have the level 8, whichever level 8 you make, you have this, and then you can make it a level 10. And then, basically, it's that combo with 2 or 3 banishes, plus any other runic cards, right? Which are all good, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And the just. So that's pretty much like the mainline combo. It's more of a toolbox, more based off what your opponent knows. A big part of like the challenge of this deck is just knowing the meta and what your opponent's to do when. So yeah, a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the deck profiling combo. Any last shout outs?
Shout out my boy Yifang for helping out with some of the testing. And then shout out to Go For Game and Game Nation.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.